overdose, and even death. You need to think twice before you take someone else's prescription meds, and never share your meds with others.
A message from the San Juan County Partnership, 505-566-5867.
Hi, I'm Tracy Hales-Vass, writer, retired professor of creative writing, and founder of One Book, One Community. I now host Right on Four Corners every Wednesday, 10:30 to 11, when I'll talk to local and regional authors. So please join me Wednesdays here on 90.9 FM KSJE Farmington.
KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Twelve minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, August 9th, 2021. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning into KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, 103.3 FM up the road a bit in Durango, Colorado, and streaming everywhere on Earth from our website at ksje.com. And that includes your smart speaker. Welcome also to our viewers who are joining us live this morning. The video is streaming out to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. So we're glad that you are with us however you found your way to us this morning. Thank you for coming in, everyone, because in the next few moments I am speaking with Liesl Dees. She is here from the San Juan College Department of Continuing Education. Always a great conversation to learn about some of the classes, both credit and non-credit classes that are coming up and being offered this late summer and fall. So stay tuned for that, beginning in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then later on this hour at 8:50 a.m., we'll check in with Lewis Campbell from Synergy Computer Systems. It's our Monday Reboot segment on technology. You'll hear that later on today, 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Next hour, Mick Hess will take us roving with the arts. It is our weekday classical music program. Mick is featuring music from the great composer Haydn today on the show. You'll hear that coming up next hour right here on KSJE. And don't forget, in addition to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you can also check out our page on Instagram if you're an Instagram person. So check that out as well. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, a little smoky again in the air today. There is an air quality alert in effect, so do be aware of that. Outside our studios, it is 63 degrees here at San Juan College. We're expecting a mostly sunny day today with a high of 93 this afternoon. Some increasing clouds a bit overnight with a low of 62, and then that chance of a shower or thunderstorm is back in the forecast for the rest of this week. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, high 88 on Tuesday, 92 on Wednesday, 93 on Thursday, and 91 on Friday with overnight lows in the mid-60s. Well, let me introduce my guest who is here with me this morning. As I mentioned, the director of the Continuing Education Department here at San Juan College. Liesl Dees is back in the studio with me this morning. And Liesl, good morning. It's good to have you here.
Scott, it's always fun to come talk to you.
Thank you for being here. And as usual, no shortage of things to talk about and no shortages of programming and classes that you are offering for the late summer and fall, correct?
That's exactly right. We came out with a new schedule just a couple of weeks ago, and we've got classes that begin. Thank you, Scott.
I have one here in my hot little hands.
Perfect.
There it is. That's what it looks like.
And our tagline is "Welcome to your new." And then we gave you a nice list to choose from, mainly because I didn't want to say normal in there.
Right.
But your new hobby, career path, favorite pastime, work skill, healthy obsession. Lots of fun things. And our schedule is a great mix of some familiar favorites that we know people are eager to get back to, as well as a nice variety of new classes. And it may be new to you, even if it's not a new class that we're offering.
Right, which is all okay too.
Exactly.
So there you go. And I'm still calling you Nicholas Acero, and I don't mean to do that, but we are. So let me fix that as we do that. Sorry.
You change that, and I'll start talking about classes.
Okay, I'll let you do
Scott,
that. Thank
Awesome.
you.
So in our schedule, we always have a nice mix of non-credit classes for fun. We have our encore classes, which are credit classes, but most people take these for a non-credit purpose just because they don't count in degree programs or towards financial aid. And then we also have workforce classes in the schedule. So a lot of different things. And if you want to follow along, you can go to sanjuancollege.edu/continuing education to find our classes as I'm talking about them.
Okay, and we've got them here
Okay.
too, I think, on the screen. And I got your name right on the screen, so we're good. Now we're good. Now we're firing on all cylinders this morning. So
Sounds great, Scott.
there you go. Let's take a look at the website, and I've got it kind of called up here, right? This is what we're looking at?
That's exactly right. And those are our non-credit classes that we're starting with. We've
Right.
got a new, easy, convenient registration for those classes. We started that earlier this year, back in, I think, April or so.
Okay.
And super easy to register. It'll take you just a few minutes to do online with a credit card. If you need to pay by cash or check, we're happy to help you in our office at the 30th Street location. But if you are able to go online, super easy, quick, and good way to get registered for those non-credit classes.
Okay, and so we can see on the screen the different categories that you have, right? So you can kind of browse by category or look at all the classes at once, right?
That's exactly right. And a lot of things that are familiar in our arts and crafts, you'll find are long-term painting kind of classes. We've got some classes geared to meetings and organizations that are under our career and life skills. So we've got classes on Robert's Rules of Order, which may sound pretty boring and maybe not how you want to spend your Saturday. But if you've ever been around people who've effectively used Robert's Rules of Order, oh my goodness, it can save you so much time.
Right.
And make that experience just much more streamlined.
Very true. Well, if you've ever sat through a meeting and thought, wow, this could have been done in maybe 45 minutes than the 3-hour meeting we've been in. There you go.
Exactly.
So,
and if you're responsible for meetings
Right.
in any way.
Or serving on a
great.
board somewhere as a volunteer.
Exactly.
things.
And also, these are appropriate for kind of older teenagers. So if you've got a student who's involved with like a student club or something of that nature, I don't know about you, Scott, but I started learning Robert's Rules of Orders when I was in high school in organizations.
Student council, student government.
Exactly. And it really can help streamline things. And then one other class in that category is on meeting minutes. And again, if you've ever been on a board in an organization where the meeting minutes don't seem to come out till, the 2 days before the next meeting, if you're the one taking the minutes, some super easy templates to use and quick ways to get these out to save yourself a lot of time.
There you go. And these classes, I would assume, are meeting maybe once, twice?
Those are all one-day classes.
You're in, you're out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
one day, set aside. In fact, on the meeting minutes made easy, that's just a quick 2-hour
There you
class,
go.
and it's only $19.
See?
Not a big commitment in terms of money or time,
Right.
but something that we hope can make your life easier.
Well, that's all of the classes, I would
Yes.
say.
Well, in continuing education, one of the buzzwords is that all classes are wellness classes.
No kidding. I
because,
think you can make a good case for that.
That it's about having a rich, fulfilling life, and we've got a lot of great things to help do that.
Right, very true. I wanted to bring up a quick point, Liesl, as we go through this. That I know that you have been watching, of course, COVID safe practices and some of these things, and this has been your new life. All of our new lives, I would say, for the last 18 months. But this is something moving forward that you'll be watching as well, right? So you want to make sure everyone understands that the classes are still going to maybe morph a little bit depending on what the COVID safe practices are when they meet.
That's exactly right. We've been fielding a lot of phone calls in the past couple of weeks about what our masking policy is. And if you called us 2 weeks ago, we would have told you that it was that unvaccinated people need to wear masks and that vaccinated people don't need to wear masks. Well, as of today, San Juan College's policy is that if you are vaccinated and not within 6 feet of someone else, you don't need to wear a mask. But if you are within 6 feet, so
Right.
we're modeling that across the
Which
studio.
is why that you're sitting
here.
way far away from me on the
Exactly.
other
So
part
we
of the studio.
So we don't need to be masked in this setting, and that's what will happen in our classes. The other thing that students may see, we are following room size guidelines right now in terms of how big classes can be. So that's
Gotcha.
kind of the other piece. And if COVID has taught us nothing, it sure has taught us flexibility. And we have been really grateful to our students who have hung with us through lots of changes of how we're running classes and trying to do things that are going to be the best for students. I kind of chuckle back to, we're going to postpone our classes for 2 weeks.
That was March of 2020.
Yeah.
Well, what have we learned since then? A lot.
A few things,
There
yeah.
you go. But great to know that you've got plans, I think, and all of us, I think, these days have kind of a plan A, B, and C for whatever comes down the pike. And you can continue to offer these classes because I think folks are eager, as you said, I think at the beginning of the show, to get back
Yep.
into these classes and these enriching, and welcome to their new fill in the blank.
Exactly. And we have seen a flurry of enrollment. As soon as the schedule hit mailboxes, we saw a lot of phone calls coming into our office. And we are open physically for enrollment. And the Community Learning Center and Center for Workforce Development are located on the 30th Street Education Center campus. And if you haven't been in that building, it's the one that now houses both Farmington Municipal Schools and San Juan College. You may know it as the Burlington building, the Hillcore building, the
Right.
ConocoPhillips building, but it is on 30th Street, 3401, just up the hill from C. Senor's Restaurant and kind of catty-cornered from Kiwanis Park. And the San Juan College entrance is on the back side of the building. So if you go in at the side that says Farmington Municipal Schools, they'll redirect you to come into the back, and you come in on the second floor, and we are on the third floor, which all sounds kind of complicated, but if you can find the building, find the sign that says San Juan College, go in there, they'll get you to the right place.
There you go.
And the other thing is that we are happy to do phone registration as well. And we have found that when we weren't open to the public, a lot of people got more comfortable doing phone registration, and we are very happy to serve you that way.
There you go. Or this new online
Exactly.
manner that you described earlier that is pretty easy, you said.
Exactly. The online registration is for our non-credit classes, and that has been super easy and a great way to communicate with students. And I'll hit a couple of more classes, Scott,
Sure.
that people can sign up for that way.
Okay.
If you are looking for something to be active, we've got a short-term introduction to pickleball class in addition to our encore longer pickleball basics classes, and those are popular classes, but they are not yet full. So if you've been thinking about trying pickleball, now is a great time to do that.
Didn't I just see the mayor talking about the building of new pickleball courts at Brookside Park?
Oh, nice. I know that's been in the works for a while.
I believe he was standing in front of some people moving some dirt behind him, so I think that's
Excellent.
actually happening. So if you want to know how to play pickleball on those brand new courts that are coming, here you go.
And it has been a very popular sport, and we hear a lot of excitement. A lot of people really enjoy. And if you don't know what it is,
Well, you keep explaining to me that it doesn't really involve pickles, which I think is a bummer, but okay.
so the apocryphal story on this, that according to the internet, is the person who developed this sport had a dog named Pickles, and that Pickles would chase the balls and that sort of thing.
That's how it came to be.
That-
See, I
that's-
had a whole other image in my head that was completely different. One of those big, giant jars of pickles, but no, that's not involved.
When we opened new courts, the gym was redone for courts here a few years ago at San Juan College. The Health and Human Performance Center staff got very creative with the food for the event. We
I
had
would hope so.
pickle
right?
flavored potato chips
Yeah.
and popcorn and
There you
a
go.
few other things. Yeah,
My
it's
kind of
actually
an event. How did I miss that?
I don't know, Scott.
No. But there you go. Intro to pickleball.
Yes, and it's similar to tennis, but with a lower net, bigger paddles, and a bigger ball. And so sometimes people describe it as a combination actually between ping pong and tennis. So that
Interesting. Okay.
It's not as fast paced. You're not running around the court quite as intently as you are in tennis. And for that reason, it has become a very popular sport with older adults. But there's no age limit on this.
Very good. Well, I can always use bigger ball and bigger paddles in whatever sport I'm doing. So that's right up my alley. Sounds good. What else do we want to talk about?
One of the other classes that has proved very popular, particularly during COVID times, is our mountain biking skills class. And that has been so popular that we are going to add a next level class to that. Last semester, we had one class scheduled, and we ended up, I take that back. I think we scheduled 2 classes last time. I think the time before, we scheduled one and ended up running 2 classes because we had enough interest. And so now we're going to give a next level class. So there's a second option, and this is with Scott King. And I put a quote in the schedule, Scott, that came from talking to a student, and this is what he said to me, that he said that the class would be worthwhile at 10 times the cost, and it was an amazing and cool experience.
Hey,
so
gotta love that kind of recommendation, right? And testimonial.
Exactly.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations. And so I noticed that you had both kind of introductory and next level mountain biking class. So I just want to make sure we show both to our viewers that, and of course, if you browse through the catalog, you'll see all these classes as well that we're talking about, and the many, many more that we won't have time to talk about this morning. But no matter what level I think of mountain biking you've probably got a class for that person.
Exactly. We've got 2 classes. So basically two levels, but
Good.
that will cover most all but the really advanced folks.
That's true, which we have a lot of in this area, for sure.
And if you are comfortable with your skills but want to know a little bit more about your bike, the same instructor, Scott King, is also teaching a mountain bike maintenance and repair class, and that has also been a positive class in the past for students, just to learn a few more skills, particularly if you've developed mountain biking skills and now you're out in ways that you hadn't been before. Good to know what to do for your bike to both keep it tuned up and in good condition, and then what to do if you have any issues on the road, on the trail.
Very good. And that is, I'm looking at, it looks like maybe it meets twice a week?
Yep, that's a pretty quick class.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from October 5th through October 14th on Tuesday, Thursday.
So maybe about a week or so.
So you're right. Have to
do
our math here.
Sorry.
It's 6 hours.
There you go.
Yep. So
Perfect.
and it's a 3-hour class. So
Nice.
Just meeting 4 times.
There you go. And of course, all these classes that we're talking about are going to be offered between now and basically the end of the calendar year. Is that
That's exactly
the schedule
right.
we're looking
Through
at?
December.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So a few things that'll kind of take you up until November, December of start dates.
Right. But they may be 1 or 2 meeting times, or they may meet several weeks.
That's exactly right. One of those 1 meeting time classes that has been really popular is a backyard conservation series that we have done in conjunction with the San Juan Soil and Water Conservation District. Always have to kind of wrap your tongue around that. They have a grant that they have had for a couple of years now that they've been able to offer just this amazing experience in which they're applying kind of the conservation practices that farmers use and applying that to backyard experiences.
Okay.
Whether you have a few flower pots, or you have an acre or so, or you have just a few beds that you are gardening in. And they are able to offer some fabulous freebies and giveaways in conjunction with this. So your registration is only $10, and I can guarantee you that you will go away with more than $10 in both goodies and knowledge on this. So I've done the Water Smart landscaping and rainwater harvesting, and I walked away with a rain barrel from that.
Wow.
Yeah, which is fabulous.
It should be pretty full after some of the rains we've been getting this summer.
That's exactly right. And harvesting off of your roof and not letting that water just go to waste and run down the driveway.
You can use it for something else, right?
That's
You must have
exactly
a
right.
wonderful garden this year.
And learning how to set up a whole system around that if you want to. So
Nice.
And in that class, Scott, I've lived here for over 20 years, and I'm a master gardener, and I've done lots of gardening things over the years, but I felt like xeriscaping principles finally clicked with me. And it became more than just words on a page.
Right.
And the reason that it did is because we walked around the San Juan College campus and got to see things in action. And I was able to say, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I understand kind of how to think about these things in a little different way for my own yard. Yep.
Very cool. And so I'm showing right now one of the workshops, and there are several. And so I just don't want the people to think it's only about managing invasive weeds, but that's the one that we're showing right now.
Yep.
But that is one of many workshops being offered in this series.
Exactly. And that's another one that I took. And I was surprised there were a couple of topics that we covered, like those pesky Russian olive trees in my yard, that I didn't think of that we would be talking about that in terms of invasive weeds. And I was really impressed with that. And the giveaway for that are free cover crop seeds. And Andy Bleckinger, who is teaching many of these classes, he has some fabulous examples about how he has used cover crops to really transform a barren space into something productive. So that's been absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, really exciting.
Very cool.
And again, these are one Saturday morning classes.
Take as many or as few as you want to.
Exactly. I figure it'll take me probably 4 years. Hopefully the grant lasts that long to get all of them
there you go.
in. But it has been very, very worthwhile.
And these are $10, and so for each workshop, right? So
exactly.
However many you want to take, just multiply that by $10, or take one for $10.
And we have been doing those both as online or in-person registration is what we've been doing recently. And I attended one during COVID times completely online, and one face-to-face. And both can be great, but we've kind of persevered through doing things in different formats, and it's been really positive.
Well, and I would say that even in person, maybe some of that is outdoors, and so there's different policies for that.
Exactly.
When you're outside.
Yep.
So, very good. Okay. Where do we go next?
So let me just hit a couple more in this section. Dog training, we have a lot of options for that. Beginning ukulele, fly fishing, but Safe Sitter is the other one that I want to talk about. This is a babysitting class that we have offered before, and it's geared to ages 11 through 14. And there's a Safe Sitter curriculum that is really designed for that age group. 11 is a firm, you have to be 11 to be in that. And great way to help your young teen be more comfortable either staying home by themselves or caring for others, and learning some basic first aid type of things, and learning if they want to do more babysitting, what's involved with that.
Very good. And that would, again, I think help the young person be a little more maybe marketable if they want to be a sitter and say that they've taken this class and they're certified and kind of know what to do in different situations.
Yep.
So, excellent. And that is about meeting maybe meets one time?
Saturday. Mm-hmm.
You're in, you're out.
We have two options for that, once in September and once in October.
Okay.
And again, that's been a very well-received class. In the past, we've done that during Kids College as well as offering it throughout the year.
Right.
And that's been a very positive experience.
Nice. Very good.
Nextly, I want to mention are the music ensembles. And at San Juan College, these are credit classes that we offer these enrollment options for the community. So if you want to be in a music ensemble as part of a degree program, we encourage you to go to enrollment services. But if you are a community member who wants to take this just for the joy of playing, we would love it if you come see us and get you enrolled in one of the ensembles. And we had a couple of some fabulous quotes about our instructors, but one of them came from a choir student, and what she wrote on her evaluation was, during these difficult times especially, we are all looking for things that make us happy and keep us busy. I loved high school chorus and singing in church, so I went searching for somewhere to sing. I found Encore, and my life is rich and full now. I'm happy doing what I love with people who have become my family. Thank you all.
Nice.
We love that kind of thing.
Indeed,
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and those have been great, I think, additions to the catalog, and for folks to be able to sign up and be part of something a little bit bigger and continue to keep creating.
Exactly. And the music faculty welcome community members. This is the dynamic that they love to see with a rich, full experience. And I know I know you had DDAT on Friday, and I don't know if Delbert Anderson was there, but he's one of our instructors.
Nice.
He teaches the jazz big band. I've played the piano in that for
a
few years
Very
now.
True.
That's been fun. And choir and band. If you want to find the biographies for both Virginia Nichols and Tone Fetz, they both have done some impressive things with music, both in our community and beyond. And encourage you to check out their credentials if you're thinking about signing up, and you'll find information about that in our schedule.
There you go. And again, for both voice and instrumentation, right? And
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter what type of music you enjoy, we've got a class for you and a group to join. So.
Yep.
Very good. Where do we go next? We have a few minutes remaining,
Sounds
Liesl,
great.
so I know there's a lot of other parts of your job and parts of the catalog that we want to cover too, if we can.
Let's focus on our encore classes next. And I want to hit a couple of technology classes there, because the pandemic has certainly exposed the need for some people to feel more comfortable with their computer, and realizing
when we use it every day, right?
You
Exactly.
think? Well, we've got two classes in particular for that. One is a computer basics, getting started in using the internet. So if you don't use a computer but feel like, maybe I should. The instructor on that, Louise Miller, she's retired from San Juan College, and she's been doing this for many years, and I've read hundreds of evaluations from her classes, and patient is the word that comes up over and over again. So this is a great place to get started. If you already have some computer skills but sometimes find yourself scratching your head, we're offering a 2.0 version of smart technology problem solving. We offered this in the spring, and it was a popular class where students had a lot of random questions. The instructor went in with a whole curriculum they intended to teach, and kind of discovered, there are a lot of questions here. And this has been a great class. And this is one that we are going to do online this time. So we have a handful of classes that are still planned to be online. And if you'd like to take a class that way, please do.
Right. Very good.
Couple of exercise classes to mention. The college has long offered ballet, and that has been a regular credit class that's coming over to us, and it's going to be a encore class, and very excited to add ballet to our lineup. Lot of different ways to exercise. Pickleball, kickboxing. We do have one online class. And then we've got a Yoga for All class that's going to be at the East Campus in Aztec. And always delighted we can offer classes in both Aztec and Kirtland. We've got a Kirtland exercise class as well.
Right.
The instructor, Anita Hernandez, is offering both that and a Saturday morning wellness class that will include mindfulness, some yoga type of techniques in the self-care for body and mind. So we do offer a handful of classes more than a handful. We offer a number, good sampling of classes that are weekend or evening classes. So even if you are not retired, there are classes in the schedule that may fit your needs, that they're encore classes. And we always say that our encore classes are designed for people 50 and older. And Scott,
right?
Yes. We're looking at us.
We've achieved that goal.
Yeah. We've been doing this long enough.
There was a time when that was far off in the distance, Liesl, and we were just reminiscing about that. And wow, how cool would that be to sometime be eligible for encore? And here we are.
But we are actually open for anyone 18 and older in the classes. So you don't even have to be 50. We can grab our younger friends and have them join us for a few classes.
Very true. But it's a great opportunity, and you have had younger folks in these classes as well. I mean, it's not just, as you say, for 50 and over.
Exactly, and I took these classes when I was younger, Scott.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
And we absolutely welcome that. And I think self-care for body and mind is a good example of one that, if you are working, if you have a busy life and want to do something for yourself on a Saturday morning, that would be a fabulous opportunity.
No kidding. Very true. And it sounds like something to maybe to get a group of friends together.
Exactly.
To maybe take it as a small group if you want to do that together.
Fabulous idea.
Yeah.
Lots of humanities classes, lots of art classes. One that I want to call attention to is that Encore is participating in the One Book, One Community that's offered. And this year's read is called A Dream Called Home. And we always love being able to be a part of what the campus is doing for the One Book, One Community class. Tracy Halsvass, who
Right.
is,
We know her.
Yes, who is a radio presence.
She's the host of our weekly author program, so right here on KSJE, so wonderful.
And she is the one who was behind the One Book, One Community getting started.
The founder,
And
right?
Exactly.
Here, that's true.
So we are excited to have her offering that class. We've got a lot of field trips going on, and some of those, Scott, are full. But if you call us and learn that a class is full and we say, would you like to be on a wait list? Please say yes, because two things happen. One, people change their minds, particularly when it comes to field trips. Something came up on those 2 dates, and they can't do it. And so we really do turn to the wait list. And the second thing that happens is when we get a substantial wait list, we are very eager to create a second class. So we've done that. We've done that numerous times,
Sure.
and we would love to be able to do that. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes there are logistics that make it impossible to add another class. But if we can, that's exactly what we like to do.
Right. Well, or I guess maybe if you know that there's a big interest and you can't add a second class this year, maybe that's something to look at for next
That's
time.
exactly right. And then we go call in the wait list to let them know that we did
Right.
that as well, what we frequently do.
Very cool.
Do I have
You
one
do?
more
Keep
minute?
going.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
So, one other class that has a community connection to it is entitled Remembering the Vietnam War. And there is going to be a traveling replica of the Vietnam Memorial Wall from Washington, D.C., coming to San Juan College campus. And it's called the Vietnam Veteran Memorial Funds Wall That Heals. And it's going to be in Farmington, September 9th through September 12th. And we put the URL of where you can find out more about the wall, so that people can learn more about what the wall is coming. We thought that would be a fabulous opportunity to offer a class on remembering the Vietnam War. We know lots of veterans, lots of people that their lives were impacted by this, and also lots of people who want to know more. We youngsters were, not as, the Vietnam War wasn't something kind of front and center in many of our consciousness. And, this is a great opportunity to learn more about this important event.
Very true. And so that's another great event. And I'm noticing, just as we talk about costs for Encore at the moment, we mentioned that they're designed for folks 50 and over, but if you're 65 and over, of which neither of us have achieved that milestone yet, right? But TikTok, time is marching on. But if you are 65 or older and a resident, right, you pay how much, Liesl Dees?
$6.50, Scott, for most classes.
I just want to make sure everyone heard that.
$6.50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Yes.
I mean, it literally is a steal, which is amazing. So I would really encourage folks who are 65 and older to take advantage of that deal. But if you're not 65 and just a young buck like the rest of us here, you're still only paying for residents about $53, right? $53.50?
$56.50.
I'm sorry.
On here. Yep.
There you go.
And 103 if you're a
non-resident?
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong thing. You're right. 53.
I was looking on the website.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at a class that had a supply fee.
See,
with it.
There you go. But for this particular one, the basic is what we're talking about.
And that's the same for all of our classes. Mm-hmm. And we'll spell out any supply fees that you have if they are included.
Correct.
With the tuition.
Good to know.
Yeah. And any way you cut it, you can do the math. And our Encore classes are 16 hours of instructional time for a lecture discussion class and 25 hours for a activity or art type of class.
Gotcha.
So
Still a good deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome deal.
$6.50 or
That's a
$53.50.
screaming deal.
Exactly. It's still a bargain for those of us. And I would even argue that it's still worthwhile for people who are non-residents. And it's like being on a airplane and you realize that okay, the person next to me only paid $200 and I paid $600.
Right.
But I know that I've given my parents classes before as Christmas presents because I think it's still worthwhile. These
Sure.
are still great offerings, and if this is a subject that you want to learn, it's a great opportunity.
Right. And we're still waiting for them to move here, and then they can get the resident price. But that's okay.
That may take a while, Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've got a pretty nice spot.
They do.
I've seen pictures. So there you go. But great deal, no matter who you are, to take advantage of these encore classes from San Juan College. So.
And we were talking earlier about kind of the wellness aspect of classes. One of the ways that we see that oftentimes is in our art classes. And we will see sometimes we see people who take an art class one time, and sometimes we see people who come back again and again to do stained glass or to do jewelry making, and very positive experiences. One of our new art classes this time is called Redefining the Blank Canvas, and this is being taught by Patrice De Lorenzo. She used to work here at San Juan College and is a Durango artist, and is going to be coming down to offer this class. And I feel like this is going to be a great multi-skill level class. So
Right.
Fabulous opportunity.
Very cool. Well, she's very talented. So if
Very
anybody
talented.
can teach
Do
art,
you
it's
remember
Patrice.
her from her?
I do.
Her days? Yeah.
I do indeed. And we've certainly talked to her. She had I believe she still has a gallery in Durango.
She does.
And we've talked to her a little bit about some of her shows and things like that. So
Awesome.
Wonderful to see. So
Yeah.
very good.
And then two other classes kind of to round out the encore section. Gunsmithing is something that we have long offered and is a popular class. Again, kind of a good mix between occasionally having some new folks coming into the class as well as an established group. They do have safety rules and pledges for firearm safety that are part of the class. And it's in the machine shop and really operating the equipment there.
Okay.
And then lastly, for Encore, we have a practical geography class. We've offered this one before, and it's been well received. This is we decided we would tap into people having gotten out a little bit more and enjoying being outside and doing things that you can have as recreational opportunities. So geocaching is the focus of this. We're going to be talking about maps, GPS, geocaching, which if you don't know is kind of a high-tech treasure hunting or
Right.
kind of a scavenger hunt.
I have some
And-
friends that do that and
Yes.
swear by it. They love it. And they're so excited when they find the geocache in different locations. So
And what you're doing is you're learning GPS coordinates, you're learning GPS coordinates, how to use a GPS, and then finding things using those directions.
right. Right.
And very
Cool.
fun
Right.
activity.
Very true.
And can be something just to give a try for.
Right. Very good. Okay. And last but certainly not least.
Sounds great.
Okay.
We do have workforce classes that I want to just give a quick shout out to, and we do have some grants coming up. So if you are interested in retraining but aren't sure quite what give us a call because we do have some grant-funded programs that we expect to be filling shortly. We are offering through our Center for Workforce Development an SAT preparation class with Jillian Slindy, who teaches at Piedra Vista. So if you've got a teenager who's going to be doing the SAT, happy to give some extra help for that. And then lastly, we've partnered with the Harvest Food Hub and Kitchen for a couple of different classes. Our basic knife skills have been very popular. We're going to offer those again, and we're also going to do an extended knife skills class.
Very good. Okay.
And those are down at the new Food Hub at 310 West Animas. That
Right.
just opened a couple of weeks ago.
It's kind of the retail space for the food hub. If folks aren't aware, you can go down there when they're open and look at all the freshly grown, locally grown fruits and vegetables and flowers and other things that they have there, which is wonderful.
I got a box last week, and I'm still eating peaches.
Nice.
and zucchini.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, until you grow your own, I guess that's what you have to do.
My zucchini didn't make it this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last thing that the Harvest Food Hub is offering is a Food Protection Manager's certification. So
Okay.
that's a class that people periodically need, and happy to get folks set with that.
Very good. Okay. So all these classes, again, being offered from now till end of the year.
Yep.
You can go online, of course, and check out these and many, many others, right, that we've been talking about this morning.
Yes.
sanjuancollege.edu/continuing
education will get you to everything. You can type in CLC for Community Learning Center or Encore, but if you go to continuing education, which if you hold it up, Scott, it's the name of our publication. If I hold it up, it'll be backwards.
That's right. So, but here it's correct, and
Yes.
And there you go, and you'll end up at that website
Yes.
that looks like that, and you can go to any of the others.
And our phone number is 505-566-3214. And we've all long joked that Scott has heard my spiel often enough that he can come down and do some registration. Scott, when you retire, that could be your next career.
Right. Well, bless you for thinking I can retire, but not yet. But thank you. You never know.
Got a few years.
Can I get a headset and work from home? Just forward the calls.
If you were volunteering with us.
Maybe.
Well,
Okay.
have to think about that.
Now she's thinking.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, Liesl, always a lot of opportunities, a lot of great information, and it's terrific that you are continuing, as you mentioned, to be flexible and learning how to react to whatever's going on, like your students and like your teachers.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things planned for the fall, and we're looking forward to it. I think folks are ready to get back into the classroom and start learning again.
We agree, and we are excited to offer those new opportunities to people.
Very good. Thank you very much for coming in. Always great to have you here.
Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome. That is Liesl Dees. She is the Director of Continuing Education here at San Juan College. My guest this morning right here on KSJE.
So you have to be vaccinated to get into that hot new bar? There's an app for that. From American Public Media.